What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. We got to talk about Bradley Beal because it kind of looks like he's about to bounce from the Washington Wizards, and I'm kind of surprised at that because turning down as much money as he's possibly going to turn down to stay there is it's a really damn tough decision to do. But I'm going to get into the trade scenarios that I've seen popping up for him and or the signing wherever he might go. Before I get into it, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But Bradley Beal was quoted, "My biggest fear is that I walk away from the game without giving myself a chance to win." That's a loaded quote right there because you're probably like Washington doesn't look like it's competing anytime soon, right? So that kind of sounds like he's going to opt out and test free agency and forgo the supermax or what I think he was eligible for the supermax. But that's kind of surprising to me. But I feel like I've seen like four teams that I could see really going for him. I'm gonna break him down of how likely I think it is and whatnot. So let's get into it. The first one, and there's like you got to jump through a couple of hoops to get here, but the Boston Celtics seem like somebody that could be in the market or trying to get him. It is possible to do a sign and trade for him because they do have Al Horford's big contract, Derek White, if they wanted to throw that in there. Because the Wizards don't really have any leverage at this point, so they're gonna want to get something in return. And the way I would see it for the Wizards, if you're gonna get something like an Al Horford, you can flip him and probably get a first round pick from a contending team and get something for Bradley Beal. Obviously, it sucks if you're a Wizards fan because like Al Horford's a good player, but he's not like turning your franchise around or anything, right? And if you're a Celtics fan, then that gives you like a lineup. Possibly Marcus Smart might end up being in a trade. I don't know, but Smart, Jaylen Brown, or Bradley Beal, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams. That's a really damn good starting five. Like that's probably finals favorites right there, right? So I think Boston could pull it off, and it just depends how far they want to go into probably the luxury tax and what they view their team as right now because they did just have a great season, right? Like they could just run it back and think, we got the experience now, we can do this, you know. So I think Boston could be on this list, and a lot of people, most people that have followed Bradley Beal or Jason Tatum, those guys are like best friends. They grew up in St. Louis together. Jason Tatum was like he idolized, not idolized, but like Bradley Beal was kind of a role model for him. So I think that there's some smoke right there. There's something, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think there's a chance at that. And if you're a Celtics fan, I think you would go absolutely insane if it happened. Now here's a team that, is in every star player talks right now, and it's not the Los Angeles Lakers, it's the Miami Heat, because they do have tradable contracts like Duncan Robinson, who makes a ton of money. Possibly Tyler Hero. He's going to want his money. Obviously, he's probably trying to get himself a max. And for Bradley Beal, I think you do it because you get Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, and Bam Adebayo on the same team. That gives you a big three. I like that because it puts Bam more where he's comfortable as being a third option that's kind of just rebounds, plays great defense, and sets up others and gets a couple buckets here and there, right? But, like I said, the Wizards just don't have any leverage in this. So if you're able to get a Tyler Hero, you just, all right, we're taking it. And at least we got a young guy that can, put some fans in the seats, and maybe he'll grow into becoming an even better player. You never know how these guys are going to turn out. But Miami, if you're Miami, do you trade Tyler Hero and get Bradley Beal? I think you do. I think you do. The guy was all NBA for a reason. I think he averaged 30 recently. It was either this year or last year. He's a really damn talented scorer. So if you're Miami, I think you pull the trigger on this all day long. Get off Duncan Robinson's contract. And if you're the Wizards, maybe you think, well, if we get Hero and Duncan Robinson or something like that, we got some young guys in here. We got a sharpshooter. We'll see if we can get him back to what he was before. And then you get Tyler Hero, who's blossoming in front of our eyes. So I think if you're the Wizards, that's like you're coming out on top right there because you're better than losing Bradley Beal for nothing, right? And that's the only way that Miami can do this is via sign and trade. They don't have the cap for it, I don't believe, because Kyle Lowry's taking a ton of money. Jimmy Butler's getting paid a bag. Bam's getting paid a bag. The whole they're gonna have to do a sign and trade to make it happen, just like Boston. Now this one is the Atlanta Hawks, and this is kind of like I would assume it's probably John Collins getting traded here. I just don't know if that makes Atlanta that much better. Like they get better, obviously, but it doesn't put them in like the championship fast lane. I don't know. It just kind of reminds me a lot of Portland, even though I do think Bradley Beal is better than CJ McCollum is. It just kind of you have two smaller guards that don't really play a lot of defense. So I don't really know. Atlanta, let me know if you want that or if you probably would because John Collins didn't have a great year last year, and there's been a ton of rumors that he's probably getting traded. If you get Bradley Beal for him, I guess that's a W. But I don't know how much better that actually makes you, right? I just question the longevity of that team, I guess. And in this one here, it wouldn't really all be all that shocking because they could do it with a sign and trade now. The Dallas Mavericks, if you get, obviously they just got Christian Wood, great trade for them, getting a center that can score the ball and can play off of Luka. But if you're able to get Bradley Beal, obviously it would probably be a sign and trade of Jalen Brunson. And the Wizards, you'd probably take Jalen Brunson if you can get somebody, you know, or maybe they don't want that. Maybe they don't view him as high as I do or something like that. But if you're the Mavericks, I think you pull the trigger on it all day. If you're going to trade Jalen Brunson, you get Bradley Beal back because while Brunson competes defensively, he's not exactly a lockdown defender. Bradley Beal can shoot just as good as him. He can score probably better. You know, he's a 30-point per game scorer. Jalen Brunson's a really, really quality player. So the Wizards might want that. They might be interested in just getting something like that for him. Or they're running the risk of letting him walk for nothing. So Dallas, like all these other teams, have more leverage. And it all ultimately, if Bradley Beal says, I want to go there, most teams probably honor it, right? So they're going to want to get something back. I like the fit in Dallas. You know, Bradley Beal, Luka Doncic. Bradley Beal was played off the ball before with John Wall, and he was excellent at doing that too. And then you're going to have Christian Wood, who would be a really, really fine third option at the big right there. You wouldn't have to give up Dorian Finney-Smith or Maxi Kleber. Maybe Tim Hardaway, maybe you get rid of that. I don't know. But I like what that prospects for Dallas. So if you agree with these trade destinations, or if you would like him in any of these spots, let me know where you'd want him to go, what you think the trades would look like. Me personally, I like Dallas and Boston as the two teams to get him, although that would make Boston a legitimate super team for sure. And I like parity in the league. I don't like super teams, but you know, it could happen. It could happen and it would set the NBA world on fire. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But Bradley Beal, man, his biggest fear is that he walks away from the game without giving himself a chance to win. That is a quote for somebody that sounds like they're leaving. Anyway, I'm done here. Peace.